The bird flew, and the golden eagle soared majestically across the endless sky. They communicate the exact same event, but the second one creates a much sharper, more vivid picture in your mind. That difference in impact is called writer's effect. It is the intentional, emotional, or visual reaction a writer crafts for the reader. Choosing words like soared and endless forces you to imagine a specific scale and feeling. To analyze how authors build these reactions, you need a basic toolkit. You have to be able to identify nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, along with figurative language like similes and metaphors. Recognizing these grammatical building blocks is the mandatory first step. Once you can spot them, you can start unpacking exactly how a writer manipulates what you see and feel. Let's look at the first technique for creating effect: choosing better words. Here are 3 variations of the same action. The river moved. The river rushed. The river thundered through the valley. The verb moved gives us a weak, generic image, but when we upgrade to thundered, the reader's perception shifts immediately. The text now implies loud noise, violence, and intense power. The vocabulary does the heavy lifting. The second technique is adding targeted details. We start with a generic setup. A boy walked into the room. Now watch what happens when we insert 3 specific modifiers. A nervous boy slowly walked into the silent room. By adding those precise details, the entire psychological atmosphere of the scene changes. The reader is forced to ask questions. Why is he nervous? What is waiting in that silence? Those 3 words inject immediate suspense. Targeted vocabulary and deliberate details are the most direct tools an author has to force readers to experience a highly specific scenario. The third technique relies on structure. Look at these 2 clause blocks. If we swap their order, we get 2 variations. As the storm approached, the villagers closed their doors. And the villagers closed their doors as the storm approached. In the first variation, the storm clause leads, forcing the reader to focus on the immediate threat. In the second variation, the villager clause leads, shifting the emphasis entirely to the human reaction. The information is identical, but the sequence controls your attention. The fourth technique is completely rewriting a basic idea using figurative language. Instead of simply stating, "It was a dark night," a writer might say, "Darkness swallowed the village, and even the moon seemed afraid to appear." By giving human traits like hunger and fear to inanimate objects, a technique known as personification, the sentence moves past basic information delivery. It creates a deeply immersive, fearful experience. When it comes to exams, many students lose marks on writer's effect questions because they state a sentence sounds good or creates interest. Those answers are too vague. You have to explain the underlying mechanics. To secure maximum marks, use this specific formula. Identify the exact word, state its literal meaning, describe the image it creates, explain the feeling it evokes, and finally, define the overall effect on the reader. Let's test this. Here is a target sentence. The ancient gate groaned as it slowly opened. Pause the video for 30 seconds and apply the formula. Focus your analysis on these specific words. Break down exactly what they do. Repeating this step-by-step breakdown builds the analytical skills needed to replace vague observations with the specific evidence required for top marks. Here is how the formula maps out. Ancient implies extreme age. Groaned uses personification to create a long, painful sound. Slowly builds anticipation. Together, they combine to generate an eerie and mysterious atmosphere. You can build this analytical muscle with a 5-minute daily habit. Take any reading material, circle the most powerful words, and actively identify what they suggest. Great writers are defined by these choices. Every sentence is a deliberate construction designed to trigger a specific reaction in the reader's mind.